Yes, this is Jay. I just wanted to explain a little bit about why I moved here to the Philippines. What made me move here was, I've been talking to my lady who's currently my wife now for about 2 years, and we've been talking. We actually met on a website called the Single Adventist. I just came out of a breakup with my son's mother, and we talked for 2 years, and pretty much every day. Sometimes we would talk for like 4 hours to, it could even be 8 hours a day. And she was working as a teacher, and I decided to make the move and finally just come. So when I decided to come, first I decided to come in about a year. Didn't work. Then I said, okay, I'll be there in 6 months. Didn't work. I didn't have the money at the time. And so I went out to Georgia to visit my son. And I told her, yes, I'll be there. I'll be there in a couple of months. Well, I visited my son. I moved out of my place upstate. And I knew that was going to help me make the decision and finally just go. So I moved from a place upstate, New York, and then I went to go visit my son in Georgia. I stayed out there for about 4 months. I stayed 2 months, about 3 months in a hotel, a month with my uncle. And this was about, I left there about November. The end of October, I went to my mother's house for a little while. Then it hit November, and I said, you know what? I just applied for my passport. Didn't have my passport before. I applied for the passport, and I just made a decision. I said, it's time for me to go and stop making excuses. And I did, and she was shocked when I did. So I made that decision and just came. And when I first got here, it was all new to me, because it kind of reminded me a little bit of like a city area in the 80s. A city area in the 80s, especially me, I'm from New York City. You'll find like a lot of places weren't that built up, as far as how it looked, as far as the buildings looked. So I was like, wow, I'm coming to a really poor area. It's really not. I mean, you found poor people here, but it's not as poor as I thought as I stayed here. It wasn't that much of a poor area. When I first went, I said, oh man. I was looking around. I was in Pasig, Philippines. And that's close to, it's in Manila. It's very close to by the airport. Maybe about at nighttime. I flew in here at night. And it took me about 20 minutes to get home. But if you're in the airport in the morning and you try to get home, you're bumping into rush hour, so it'll probably take you maybe an hour and a half. It's not longer than that. But at night you can move around very easily here. But yeah, that's when I came at night. And the guy charged me like $1,500 or close to it from the airport to get here, and that was my personal car. I didn't know. I thought that was cheap. It's only $30. That's how much it costs. A little bit more than that for a cab when you're in New York to take it from the airport and go home. But that's not the case. If I would have walked a block up, I could have gotten a cab from the airport to my house for 200 pesos. I paid 1,500 pesos, which is about equivalent to $30. But I could have took that same cab for 200 pesos. Not that same car, of course, but I could have took a cab for 200 pesos. I didn't learn that, but I learned quickly that things are very inexpensive here. When my lady told me, hey, look, if you wouldn't have gotten it, if you would have waited to see me, and we would have taken another car, we could have got there for like 200 to 300 pesos. That's my first lesson I learned. Don't take a cab. If you want to save some money, do not take one of the personal cars in the airport. Ask someone, hey, where's the regular cabs? And then go to your destination that way. Because 200 pesos is about equivalent to like $4. And you can't get a cab anywhere in the U.S. for $4. I don't care what state you're in. I mean, you can, but in some states I'm sure they're a little cheaper. But that'll probably get you what? Maybe a half a mile to a mile max, not even. So I learned that right away. And you know, back to when I first came. When I first came, I was like, wow. I stepped even into her apartment that I was hoping to pay for. You know, she was waiting for me. She had an apartment set up for both of us, and she also worked for that because she quit her job and worked with me online to make that move. She was a teacher in Thailand, and she said, you know what, I want to make this move. She trusted me. She made the move, left her job, her career she'd been working on in Thailand for 5 years, left that, and decided to make the move, worked online with me, and took the risk. You know, it was like, it was no choice for me to come. This girl was real loyal. I never bumped into a girl that would move back to the country they're from, you know, just off of a promise, and she did it. And that right there, I knew, okay, I already wanted to marry her. I said, I have to marry this woman, you know, that's willing to take that big of a risk without meeting me yet, you know. And I came here, and you know, was in love already. I instantly fell in love, because simply you don't know if you're in love with someone until you meet them, you know. And I've never ever had a girl ready to do that for me before. I'm sure girls would do it from other countries. I'm not saying that, but you know, that was a big shocker for me. And from there, I said, you know, I had to do it. But yeah, that's what led me out here to the Philippines. Only thing I really miss from the U.S., because I've been out here for what, 11 months now. The only thing I really miss from the U.S. is my son the most, and my family. You know, my mother, she's gotten a lot better. You know, she had mental issues. She's getting a lot better. And I miss her to death. She tells me all the time, you know, I miss you. You're the one I talk to. I miss my mother a lot, and I miss my other family too. You know, and definitely when I get back to the U.S., I have to visit my family more. So, you know, I'll be taking some videos of that too. But yeah, I can't wait to see my son. I'm waiting for my wife to come back with me to the U.S., but I definitely may have to take a trip out there. I'm going to take a trip out there to see my son for his birthday, and then I should be going to the U.S. for, you know, months at a time, and here months at a time. When my wife gets her visa, you know, her not visa, but she'll actually be moving there on a spouse visa, and you know, she'll pretty much be a citizen at that point. So that's what I'll be doing, and we'll be back and forth here because I still like the country here. You know, it's a lot cheaper. And you can really do a lot of business opportunity here that I see. So I'll let you guys know let you know more about that in the future. It's a lot of business opportunities here, especially what I'm into. So I like the Philippines a lot, not just for living, not just for the cheap prices, but also for business opportunities that I see that I can tackle here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why I moved to the Philippines, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick word on that. And I'll have a lot more videos just explaining about my journey here. And just to let you know, this channel is called TheBlackFilipino because a lot of times people think I'm from here. You know, so that's why I named it The Black Filipino, because I'm a black guy from the U.S., but until I start talking or if someone notices that my walk is a lot different and my attitude is a lot different than people from here, they automatically know that I'm not from here. But a lot of times, if I'm just standing there, the person thinks I'm from the Philippines, because you find some Filipinos that look like me because of my complexion and you know, how I look. So yes, that's the channel, The Black Filipino. So stay tuned, and I have a lot more videos coming for you guys on my trip here, my journey. And you know, you'll be able to see me on vacations, things like that. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate you watching. Signing off.
1, 2, 3, 4.